Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the year 2022. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time here with me today. If you like what you see, please click on that thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button and make sure notifications are turned on. All right, I'd like to start this reading with a spirit guide, or an animal guide. So this will be, this animal will be somebody that is going to be by your side for the year to help you along, help you through your trials and such, and your challenges. Spirit, give me an animal for Taurus for the year 2022. What animal will be their best guide? All right, we have owl, magic. Okay, it says, choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Okay, so owls. Whether you see them in real life, on your phone, on your TV, on your computer, wherever, a statue somewhere, it doesn't matter. Know that that's spirit communicating with you and reminding you that you can see through any deception and you can make the choices to make your life magical. And I feel like Spirit is saying it's time now. It's time to own your gifts. Time to really see, with this truth. Choose to know the truth because you can. So it's almost like you've chosen up until this point, you kind of had maybe blinders on or like a blindfold, and maybe you were afraid to see the truth. Sometimes the truth is very scary and very difficult to deal with, whether it's about yourself, your situation, others in your life. But Spirit is saying it's time to actually see things for what they really are and to open your inner vision. Okay? All right, let's pick another card. All right, tell me about 2022 for Taurus. What general idea of what's going on for Taurus, Spirit, please. Tell me about Taurus in 2022, Spirit. Moon in Sagittarius, discovery. All right. Freedom and adventure. Okay, Taurus, so yes, that's why it's time to open yourself up. That's why it's time to let go of the past and make room, because you're about to discover more. I think you're going to discover in 2022 more than you ever dreamed. There's going to be a sense of freedom and a sense of just adventure and a complete like turnaround of what you think life is or what it means or what it can be. I feel like it's something you're going to be in a whole different state of mind or a frame of mind, or you're going to learn how to switch over and really enjoy the magic and the oddity of life and the freedom that you have to in your own right, because you are choosing now to see the truth. And there's much more freedom and adventure in the world than where your mind has been. Meaning, like, you might see the world as a dark place, right? And there's a lot of bad people, but I think you're going to discover that there's a lot of good people and there's a lot of light in the world too. And there's magic. There's just magic in the world and in the life and in your eyes and in your spirit. And it's like you're waking all of that up. Now, let's find out which chakra is going to be the most affected in 2022 for Taurus. Spirit, please. What chakra is going to be opened or worked on during 2022 for Taurus? The most pertinent one. All right, so this is the throat chakra, life purpose. Okay. So the throat chakra is about the right to speak and be heard and the right to listen. And this card is talking about life purpose. So you're going to be discovering your life purpose. And I think because it's the throat chakra, you're going to be so excited that you're going to talk about it too. The freedom, the adventure. You're going to, like I said, you're going to see the world change before your eyes. You're going to see the world completely different. And this is also 22, card number 22. So that's a special number, a master number in numerology. So you're just, as you're discovering and you're going through these stages and steps, you're going to go through this portal and be transformed. I feel like this year is a year of transformation for you, Taurus. And you're going to connect with who you are and what you're meant to do, or who you're meant to be, more deeply than you have yet. I feel like you might be more connected in a spiritual way somehow. Maybe you start seeing owls in your dreams even. An owl talks to you in your dream. Like, you're going to be more connected, and it's going to fuel this idea of freedom, adventure, and that there is magic in the world, and that it is worth going out and exploring and learning new things. All right, one more general card for 2022 for Taurus. Please, Spirit. What else does Taurus need to know about 2022? What's going to happen? Wu-Wang, wild, pure heart. Ooh. This is going to be a wild, crazy year for you, but I feel like you're going to love it. Even though for a Taurus, having a lot of change and excitement might not be the number one thing that a Taurus would go after. This seeing the magic in life is just going to fuel so much passion in you, and you're going to want to experience life to the fullest. I feel like 2022, you're finally going to be able to come out of your shell, so to speak, and just live a life that you didn't think was possible. And you just have a wild, pure heart, and I think that's going to be probably pretty attractive to people, and people around you are going to be like, wow, what's going on? You're different. You're so much happier. You're so much vibrant and alive, and you do things that I wouldn't expect you would do. That kind of thing. All right, now we're going to get some more detail. So these cards, I'm going to pull one for each quarter, like January, February, March, April, May, June, so on and so forth. And then I'll pull some tarot cards that will go month by month to get even more detail. All right, Spirit, tell me about Taurus for the months of January, February, March in 2022. One card for the first 3 months of 2022. Have courage. Okay, so as things progress and as you start opening up to the truth, opening up to your inner vision, starting to let go, to make room for this, I can see that it's going to be scary. There's going to be scary parts about this, because I feel like, again, this is something you've never expected, never thought of, never dreamed of. There's so much excitement, so much going on. You're a type of person that would prefer kind of more mundane or more security in life, just going, the status quo. So while all of this is happening, Spirit is saying, have courage. You can get through this. And I feel like it's the beginning of the year, January, February, March, that this is going to be the toughest because it's new. And as you integrate and as you grow and let go of things, I think it'll get easier throughout the year. But we'll find out. Let's get some more information. All right, Spirit, tell me more about January, February, March for Taurus. More information for the first quarter of 2022 for Taurus, Spirit. Oh, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the World. Okay, so the end. You are coming to, this is a major, major ending of the sense of isolation, desolation, barely surviving, barely hanging on, not having support or not knowing who to go to or who to talk to, or those kinds of feelings. Again, you're waking up the magic. All of those, that is coming to an end. And I believe, like January, you're going to have courage. I think the courage will come will be kind of easy in January, and you're going to be curious. You're going to want to start exploring the physical world, or possibly looking at what is valuable to you and what isn't. And I feel like it's starting a new perspective on the physical world, because this feeling of desolation, isolation, being left out in the cold, it's like, it's because you're opening your inner vision and you're choosing to see the truth. You're choosing not to feel this way. So, not that you purposefully put yourself in this situation, at least consciously. There was something about you feeling like this is the only thing. Again, you don't understand the magic of life, or at least up to this point, or your life purpose. You've just kind of been wallowing. In February, I think you're going to have a curious look at this attitude that you have. You're going to start valuing different things and making different choices because you're choosing to see the truth about where you're at in your life. And that is the mark. That is the thing that says, okay, now that you're looking at this with more truthful eyes and more curiosity than like beating yourself up for this, that's the end of this particular cycle, like a karmic cycle. And so March is when I feel like things are really starting to turn. Like the beginning in January, you have courage. You're feeling like you can't go anywhere. Things aren't moving the way you want, or you aren't finding the relationship that you want, or you aren't finding the home that you want, or there's just this like feeling of frustration and tiredness and not getting what you want. But as January and February go through and you're curious and you really start looking at your choices and what you've done, where you're going, what your choices are in front of you, that marks the end of a cycle. And March is going to feel like you're wrapping everything up. You're going to be like, okay, yeah, I don't need to feel this way. I don't deserve this. Whatever your thought processes are, March is when that kind of thinking, that attitude will start to change. All right, Spirit, tell me about the spring months in 2022 for Taurus. What's going to happen in April, May, June of 2022 for Taurus Spirit? One card for that. Be patient. Okay. Taurus is very good at being patient. However, I have this little sting that I feel like you don't want to be patient. Now that it feels like now that you know that things are wrapping up and you're moving into a new phase of your life, Spirit is saying yes and confirming that that's what's happening, but you need to be patient. It's all not just going to happen overnight. It is going to take some time. So I think April, May, and June, those spring months, you're just going to have to kind of like be more observant and watch how things work for you and play out. Yeah, let's get some more information. So, like, have courage to look at the truth. Be patient about, you're going to, like I said, the spring months, you're going to be discovering some new things and you're going to be starting to feel the magic. And I feel like you're going to want to jump on it and like do whatever it is you need to feel more of that magic or feel more maybe like in control or bettering your life instead of feeling like you deserve this isolation and desolation. All right, tell me about April, May, and June. A card for each. Spirit for Taurus in 2022. April, May, and June. Okay, so there's the first one. That flipped over, so this is April. The Moon. Okay. The Fool. And Two of Pentacles. Okay. Alrighty, this is definitely something that will have you go within and really look within the depths of your heart, the depths of your soul. The illusion that you've kept yourself under. So you know this is the end of that cycle, but you're still learning or seeing the illusion that you had yourself in, that and how deep it went and how much it's affected you, your attitude or your perspective, that kind of thing. And I feel like in April you're going to want to go through that quickly, but Spirit says be patient. I see what possibly could happen in May is you decide not to be so patient. You decide, no, I'm going to go forward. And you might be kind of like the Fool. Like the Fool is about to step off the edge. Now, this is a learning experience. This is part of your life purpose. Or this is a prelude to understanding what your life purpose is, because I think you're going to learn a lot. You're going to feel a little foolish because you kind of just walked over the edge because you got impatient and you wanted to go start discovering. Maybe you overspend when you travel. Maybe you, I feel like travel is coming up. Maybe you booked the wrong flight, or you missed anything like any of those types of situations. I feel like it's because you're Taurus, right? And when you're ready to do something, you put your horns down and you go forward, right? Well, I think it's going to kind of backfire for you in May. Now, it's going to be upsetting and it's going to be very emotionally turbulent in June because the consequences of your choice. Now, please don't think that this is a bad thing. And I noticed that there's a dog here, and then this is dog and wolf. Now, we talked about owl being your main spirit guide, animal guide. A lion might come into play at some point and be important. But I think dog, because dog is showing here twice, or canine at least. And there's a lobster here. I don't feel like that's very significant, but the dog, loyalty. This is your tame side, because especially with the wild, pure heart. So that would go more for like the wolf. You know, and the moon is about your tame, your sociable side, your tame side, and then your wild, crazy side is, or the animalistic is more the wolf. So the dog, I feel like the dog will follow you, but the dog is also the tame, more logical, level-headed part of you. Will try to keep you from going over the edge, but I think you're just going to be starting to feel this. You have this excitement, so there's a wildness, and I feel like you really want to jump into this. So with the consequences of that, you're going to be balancing your life and matters and emotional matters. So the water here is pretty choppy, and you're going to be upset, but you'll be okay sometimes. But you'll go back, you'll go back and forth with your emotions, with your choices from here about life. You still want that. You've got that taste of freedom and adventure, and you tried to go for it and it didn't quite work out. So let's find out more about this life purpose. Tell me about the summer months for Taurus spirit. July, August, September. What else is going to happen in the summer quarter of 2022? All right, we have time to reflect. Okay. So, more patience will be needed. So, there's a sense here that spirit or the universe is opening doors for you, or you're opening doors for yourself because you're choosing to see the truth. You're choosing to use your inner vision. You're seeing through your own deceptions. You're letting go of the past. You're starting to discover that life is worth living more than you ever dreamed or realized. And you want to take action. You actually want to take action. You're excited. There are some consequences for acting too rash, too quickly. Now, if you come into May and you remember this and you're like, maybe I should rethink this, then I don't think this is going to be such a problem for you, because I think maybe you'll do something a little less risky, maybe, and then you'll deal with whatever happens because of that. But July, August, September, time to reflect. This is also part of your life purpose here. It's almost like dealing with the consequences of this brings you down a notch or two. Not that you think of yourself as better or high and mighty, but as part of this progression, as part of learning your life purpose, this might humble you, and this is part of the grand scheme. This is part of learning what your life purpose is. So the summer months, you're still going to be reflecting on the choices, what happened, your illusions, how you felt left out in the cold. No one loves you. No one wants to help you. You're going to have to reflect on what's been happening in your life. Let's find out some more. Tell me more about July, August, and September, please. Spirit for Taurus in 2022. Card for each month. July, August, September for Taurus. The Chariot. The Eight of Swords. And the King of Pentacles. All right. Okay. Time to reflect your life purpose You are meant to be abundant and have the maturity to know what to do with your abundance and how to not just take care of others, but be responsible for those in your care. Now, I talked about being humbled and being brought down a notch or two, and you have time to reflect, because I do see you as, you see yourself as someone very important. And you are very important. Spirit is confirming that. And you have the knowledge and wisdom to really be a leader and to show people. But you have to take the blindfold off. So with this time to reflect and looking at yourself and looking at what the reason is for your purpose, for your life, why things are, there's like a duality, like here is the universe showing you that life is so amazing and there's so much more to discover. But part of that discovery is learning lessons and sometimes being knocked down a notch or two. But it's also about freeing yourself from any ideas that you deserve recognition. Try to, there's a sense that if you aren't recognized, then whatever it is you're doing or thinking or trying to accomplish isn't being seen and isn't kind of worthy. But that's where this reflection comes in, because by taking off the blindfold and untying yourself and seeing things as they truly are, you come into this King of Pentacles energy. And this falling, this being humbled for choices or things that you're doing, brings you to this time to reflect, to see who you really are, to, like I said, take off the blindfold and see that part of your life purpose is about the freedom and adventure and wildness, right? The coyote, the wild part, and having a balance of that and the maturity and responsibility of taking care of, let's say, your family or those that depend on you. So there's a lot of excitement here, generally speaking, but it's going to be tempered a little bit with lessons as you go, with a little bit of humbling. But don't take it as you're not important, or that you're not a leader, or that you're not you don't have some kind of authority because you understand certain things. You do. It just needs to be realigned, rebalanced about who and what you are and where you're going, and taking that time to really get in touch and dispel the illusions and seeing through the deceptions, okay? So August will be that time of unveiling, and then September, understanding your responsibilities and the power that you have, okay? All right, let's move on. All right, tell me about the last quarter of 2022 for Taurus, Spirit. Give me a card for October, November, December of 2022 for Taurus. Please, Spirit. Finally, we have Seek Your Destiny. Okay. So what I am thinking that Spirit is actually saying about your life purpose, seeking your destiny, wild, pure heart, You're meant to be more outspoken. You are meant to be more assertive, or living outside, not so within and desolate and lonely and unrecognized. When you get to this point in September where you understand your responsibilities better and you're able to have a more balanced perspective, knowing when to be wild, when to be more tame, understanding the deceptions that you have been working through, and knowing your authority or your recognizability to the people around you, the people that depend on you. The last few months is about seeking that destiny with that wild, with a purity in your heart. It's like you're coming into balance to be more pure of heart, because you're getting rid of all the negative stuff that has held you down. And you're going to see a true reflection of yourself, not the distorted illusion of what you think you are, who and what you think you are. And this process is helping you get through that, even though it might not feel very good. But it's necessary, and it's going to move you forward, bring a lot of happiness. All right. Last cards for October, November, December for Taurus here in 2022. Last quarter of the year for Taurus. Card for each month, please. The Hanged Man. The Page of Wands. And the Six of Swords. Okay. All right, Taurus. So, while there is a lot of excitement and adventure and the freedom that you get to have, and getting in touch with your wild, pure heart, really knowing who you are, and seeking your destiny, this different perspective, October, because you understand your responsibilities as an authority figure, your perspective changes. And then you have another page here, so you start seeking out new information again because you have a different perspective. I think you also October will be not only perspective and time to reflect, but getting to that purity of your heart. This is that time to really go within, going in this tree and finding you, what you really want. Understanding more your purpose and your destiny, which has to do, you are an authority figure, somebody who's recognizable, somebody who is responsible and mature and has people to take care of, or people under you, whether that's family or work or friends, whatever. I think that kind of hits you differently in October. You think of leadership a little differently, and you take that time to look at it differently, which inspires you in November to seek out something new and to be creative about how you go forward with this pure heart, or deepening this connection with your wild, pure side, and understanding better what your responsibilities are. So in December, it looks like You're moving on in a way that, how do I want to say this? You're taking all of this, all of these lessons, right? You're taking what is needed with you and moving on to a more balanced, I think a more emotionally balanced and more mentally balanced state of being. And it's right under the King of Pentacles. So something about like that changes when you take the blindfold off. Your purpose is to be some kind of leader, some kind of father, or it could be, you know, a father figure. It could be masculine, feminine, a mother figure. Somebody that's looked up to for advice, somebody that does have some kind of authority and is recognized by your community or your family or your work, that really places you in some kind of power, which is part of your life purpose and part of the purity of your heart. And being and honoring that there's something that happens in December that you move on again to to a new perspective. I don't have another way of explaining this, because as you are seeking your destiny, you are finding this is all related, and this, you know, having all this freedom and adventure, I feel like you're going to move. You might even move to a different state. Obviously, at least like a different city, a different state, a different country. Out of necessity, because you need to follow this curiosity, this new perspective. And having this leadership or authority allows you to do this. Okay. I'm not clear. So I'm going to do a couple of extra cards here, maybe to clarify the Six of Swords. I feel like I'm not getting the whole picture. Clarify Six of Swords for me, please, Spirit. Ace of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so you're moving on because there's a new love, this new perspective, this new curiosity. There's a new, well, that's Ace of Cups. And the Eight of Pentacles. So you're creating something in the physical realm that you absolutely love. And this is why you are moving on. So this could actually be something where you've been in the seat of power, or you've had authority, and seeking your destiny, maybe it's time to let go of that responsibility for that new perspective and starting something new, a new creative project. That's why. Okay, so you're moving on from the power that you've had to follow this dream or follow this idea that you have, this something that you just absolutely love, that's part of your wild, pure heart. And, you know, with these people, they're kind of like looking down or looking sad. And I couldn't understand why moving on like this was kind of a hard thing to do. But I think it's because you're letting go of some kind of power that you had, some kind of authority, some kind of leadership role to go seek your destiny, follow your heart, follow your wild, pure heart, do what is your life purpose, And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But it's for the best. It's for you. It's to honor your journey, okay? All right, Taurus, I think that's all the messages that I have for you. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And may the cosmos bless you with love and light. Namaste.